Hey everyone, it's Dr. Kira coming at you on Friday. Gosh, we miss you. We really do. And I also miss my chiropractor and massage therapist. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel it in my upper back and my neck, especially with all the socializing we're doing via the internet instead of in person as we normally would. It's important and we understand that. And so we're here to help. We did some exercises this morning with a colleague and we just thought they were fantastic. So we're going to introduce them to you for this exercise series, which is quite gentle. Just go at your own pace. You'll need a tea towel, a tennis ball, or another kind of ball that you can just squeeze onto, a stool, and either a book or a yoga block. And just, like I said, go at your own pace, do what you can. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and we'll see you soon with some exercises.
Hey everyone, we miss you so much. We're so happy to be able to serve you from a distance, such a new opportunity. We've been talking a lot about upper back, neck, shoulder, a lot of irritation there. So we're gonna make sure that we have really good form. First and foremost, go at your own pace. We're gonna make sure that while you're doing anything sitting or standing, you're not going to pop your ribs. So we don't want to be having you, if you have a range of motion that you're doing with your shoulders, the tendency is to arch the back. You don't want to hurt yourself, and also you want to be able to focus on the range of motion of the shoulders by tucking the ribs down so that you have really good form.
All right, so the first exercise is to activate the neck and therefore get some release in the tension there. So Sarah will show you how to do that.
So you're going to bring the towel around the back of the head. And we're going to tuck the chin down, make sure that you're tucking your ribs as well, and bring gently, pull forward gently with your hands while you're resisting, pushing your head back into the towel, and you're just holding in a dynamic stretch.
And just for about 15 seconds or so while you activate that, and you'll notice a release very quickly after.
So again, in keeping your form, sit nice and tall, heavy on your sit bones. You don't want to be slouching back like this and making sure you're not popping out like that. We're going to bring the arms straight up beside your ears. And what we want to do is bring the arms, twist the body a little bit, bring the arms down. Slowly turn your head towards the opposite shoulder to stretch. And then slowly to the side where you're already swinging your arms back to center. Breathe as you do. Make sure your form is good. Other side, arms down. Oops. Head to the opposite shoulder. Nice stretch in the neck, stretch in the side body. Slowly across your shoulder this way. Back up in the center. Deep breath, don't forget to breathe and relax.
Okay, so some of these exercises are involving the shoulder complex, the glenohumeral joint, and what we want to do is imagine that we want to keep the socket of the ball and socket joint stable while the ball is moving. Our friend who's a functional conditioning specialist describes it like a bowl and an ice cream scoop. You want to keep the bowl in the same position while you try and scoop as much ice cream, or what we call nice cream, out of the bowl. Okay, so Sarah will describe the exercises as we go, but just try to keep your socket, which is the shoulder complex, really stable as you're moving the humerus or the arm bone like that.
All right, so this next one is really getting into the range of motion of the shoulder using a ball. We're going to squeeze the ball to activate arm muscles. You're going to bring the shoulders away from the ears. You can even put your hand on your shoulder just to make sure you're not caving in. We're going to be bringing the just slow, smooth internal rotation, external rotation, making sure not to pop your ribs. And we're going to just play around with different ranges of motion, bringing your arm forward or back, just gently. If you find any areas where you're kind of feeling a little bit stuck, you can just move your neck gently, stay in that position, and almost use your neck to almost floss the nerve to help loosen things up.
And with this one, if you do have a pre-existing condition, just take extra care not to aggravate that. But in fact, this can be a little bit proactive, especially when you're not seeing your chiropractor, to keep things at bay. So Maybe Sarah, turn to your side so they can see just the side view that you are actually extending your arm behind your body as well into various different positions. And you just want to explore all the different end ranges of motion that feel relatively comfortable as you're, getting into those tight bits. And you're obviously going to do this on both sides. Remember to keep the shoulder down and squeeze the ball so you're activating the arm at the same time.
And now that we've gotten that shoulder joint all warmed up, we're going to still be squeezing that ball. We're going to bring the arm into internal rotation as much as possible. Bring the arm behind in a slow circle, externally rotating and allowing the arm to come up all the way around. Don't pop the ribs. Keep good form all the way up. Keep the shoulder down and down in front. Give you a different view. So you're going to bring the arm back, internal rotation, pushing just gently all the way up and forward.
Okay, so for this next one, we're working on scapular range of motion. That's your shoulder blade. And what we're going to want to try and do is bring the shoulder blade away from the spine. We're warming up those rotator cuff muscles in the back of the body, bringing the arm forward. So I'll show you from the side. You're going to make sure your chin is tucked so that your chin is on top of your shoulders, and then just reach forward so that your arms are about 90 degrees to the body. Your arms would normally be about the same length, but with this exercise, you're going to grow the arm by bringing forward that arm and really reaching so that your shoulder blade is moving away from the spine like that. You're going to hold just for about 20 seconds or so, and then once you feel a really good release there, you're going to tuck the shoulder back so that it becomes shorter than the right arm, and hold that for about 20 seconds, and do that about 5 times on each side, holding for 10 seconds, and then switch to the other side.
We're going to incorporate a couple of things in shoulder range of motion as well as scapular range of motion. We're going to bring the arms up in 90-degree angle, and we're going to bring the arms forward, shoulders up, back in retraction, using the shoulder blade muscles, and down. Forward, up, keeping the elbows straight. I see that I've arched a little bit, so I'm going to tuck in my ribs, and then down.
So for this one, using a tea towel, you're going to pull your hands apart so you're activating your whole arms to start with in a straight forward position, raising the arms up towards the ceiling as you're pulling your hands apart. And then once you're there, just make sure that you're not popping your rib cage up. Just make sure your rib cage is tucked in a neutral position on top of the pelvis. Bring your arms up as high as you can. Perfect. And then come back towards me. Yeah, bring it down. And then once you've done that a couple of times, just straight up and down, you can lean to one side or the other, still as you're just gently pulling those hands apart. Make sure you keep breathing. Sarah's demonstrating that now. It's so easy to hold your breath on these exercises. Just remember to just keep breathing. Awesome.
So we're going to get things warmed up a little bit with our book. And bring the arms out in front, keep the elbows straight, making sure your posture is good. And you're just passing the book around behind you in sort of as high a level as you can, starting from a lower position probably and getting a little bit higher. It's a tendency to really want to arch the back at this point. You want to tuck the ribs and keep them nice and stable. And going the other way.
And now for some tea service for shoulder range of motion.
Okay, so for this one, you need a book or a yoga block. And for this, we're using the Dorito Effect. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. You're gonna keep your hand in a neutral upright position so you're not dropping any tea. You're gonna reach forward with the book as far as you can, and then come back, and you're gonna try and pass the tea without spilling it behind your body like that. I leaned on that one, try not to lean too much. Like that. And I'll show you from the side. So you're reaching forward, and then back, around, and reaching back like that. And then when you're finishing the exercise, you want to reach your arm up as high as you can. Again, trying not to spill a drop.
This next one, we're going to use a chair, and we're going to just follow along the lines that we have been, get some really great range of motion. Nice wide stance of the feet, flat back. We're going to be activating, pull in the lower abdominal muscles to protect the back. Bring the weight to the hands, and what we want to do is just allow the chest to collapse. Allow the shoulders to come up sort of behind you, not to your ears. Really relax into that. Don't arch your back because that will hurt your back. Tuck your tailbone in. Pushing out of the shoulder joint just to really retract out of that and get a nice stretch and almost separating the scapula. I'm going to do that a couple times. I'll go a little bit faster than I would recommend. Nice and slow and smooth. And then to get, especially if you've been sitting a lot, if you're on TTC or, well, doing anything really, social media, working from home, you want to loosen up your hips. You can even do a gentle stretch of the inner thigh muscles, the adductors. Just switching side to side, it feels so good. And you can even shift your weight back towards the wall behind you, sort of getting a good stretch into the posterior chain of muscles.
Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll touch base real soon. Special thank you to Anuta Bodarenko. You rock. Those exercises were so good. I love them. I'm going to be doing them every day, and I hope you will do too.
Right.
Reach out at info@Courtyard Chiro anytime, and let us know what you need. We're here to serve, even though we can't serve in the way that we usually do.
And please connect with us on social media. That's what we've got right
Yeah,
now. So
we
let's
need to.
do it. We miss you guys so
need
much.
to.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Take care.